Okay, students, so this week we're going to do a review of all the stuff that we've done so far. Okay. All right, so let's start by reviewing multi-step equations. So how do we did this? So we're gonna look the ones that are circled. We're gonna look at those. So the first thing is that I have to here distribute. Imagine there's a 1 here. We're going to distribute and then combine like terms and then solve for x. So let's do that. So once we have an equal sign, we have to solve for x, basically. So that's -5 times x. -5 times -2, that's +10. And then you have -1 times x, that's -1x. -1 times 2, +2, it's -2, equals 50. And then we combine like terms on this side because we have to simplify each side, right? So that's -5 minus 1. So that's -6x. And then that goes away. And then 10 minus 2, that's +8 equals 15. And then now we start shuffling things around. So -8, -8, using opposite operations to combine like terms. So we have -6x on this side, 50 minus 8, that's 42. And then we just divide by -6. -6, so your answer is -7, not positive. Okay? All right, let's keep going. Let's do this one. All right, so the first thing here is that I have to check each side of the equal sign. Can I simplify anything? So yes, I can distribute this -7 here. So let's do that. So that's -7 times a, that's -7a. -7 times -3, that's +21, equals 11 minus 7a. Now everything is simplified here. So now I start shuffling things around, combining like terms. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this one to this side. It doesn't matter which one I do, right? So let's do that. So -21 with this one, right? Because we're combining like terms. So that goes away here, and I have -7a on this side, and then 11 minus 21. 11 minus 21 is 10. I mean -10. So that's -10 minus 7a. Now I combine this one with this one. So plus 7a plus 7a. Notice that that cancels here. That's 0, right? And that is not equal that. So this is a perfect example of something that cannot be solved, so no solution. Okay, I know we haven't seen much of those, but if you ever get in front of one of those, that's what happens. All right, just wanted to show you that example here. All right, so let's move on. This is multi-step equations. Now we saw also absolute value equations. So let's do a couple of those. So the first thing here that we did is that absolute values, we have to leave the absolute value terms in one side isolated so we can solve for them. Remember, we had two scenarios, right, that we had to deal with. So here we have to get rid of that -4 by dividing, right, because that's multiplying. So divide by -4 on both sides. So I have that cancels out, and I have the absolute value of 2w plus 6 equals, and then that is +8. And then once I have that, I can do my two scenarios. I have 2w plus 6 equals 8, and 2w plus 6 equals -8, and then solve for each scenario. So -6, that goes away, and I have 2w equals, that's 2, and then w equals 1, because I divide, right? So 2 divided by 2 is 1. And then here I have -6, that is -14, so that goes away. 2w equals -14, and then divide by 2, and I get w equals -7. So these are my answers here. Okay, so there are two possible solutions for w because we are dealing with absolute values. All right, so what do we do when we have here this? We have to get rid of some of this stuff. The first thing that I'm going to get rid of is -9 by adding 9 on both sides. So that makes it easier here. So that goes away here, and I still have that 5 times the absolute value of 4x minus 4, and then equals, and that is 40. And then now I have to get rid of that 5 because that 5 is multiplying. I want to leave all the absolute value by itself here. That goes away here, and then I have 4x minus 4 equals, and then that's 8. Okay, now I can do my two scenarios. So I have 4x minus 4 equals 8, and then I also have 4x minus 4 equals negative 8. And then I have to solve for both. So I have plus 4 plus 4. That goes away here, and then I have 4x. I'm going to do it right here. So 4x equals 12, and then just divide by 4, which you get x equals 3. And then plus 4, that goes away, 4x minus 4, and then divide by 4, and you get x equals negative 1. And these are my two possible solutions, okay? Good. Then we went into multi-step multi-variable oh no, we didn't do any of that. Multi-step inequalities. Okay, let's move along. So we have, we said that we were going to solve them as just like a regular equation, and then we learned the interval notation and learn how to graph them in a number line. So let's find x here. So we're going to distribute here first, and then we have 2x plus 2 times 3 is 6. It's greater than or equal to 4x. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. And then I start combining like terms. I'm going to get rid of this one here, combine it with this one. That goes away, and I have 2x is greater than or equal to, and then that is 4x minus 10, and then combine this one with this one, so minus 4x minus 4x, and I have, that goes away, and I have 2 minus 4, that's negative 2x is greater than or equal to negative 10. Now we remember that when we look in here, we divide by a negative when we have inequalities, we have to flip this sign. So let's do that. We know it's positive 5, right? So that by dividing, you get positive 5, but you have to flip the sign. So we're actually looking at x is less than or equal to positive 5. Because it's less than or equal to positive 5, we're gonna go this way, right? We're gonna find 5, and it's a closed circle, and the x is less than, so it goes this way. So we're going to go this way. And our interval notation looks like parentheses and the infinity, and it stops at 5, but it has a bracket. Why? Because it has an equal sign. Okay, so notice the equal sign here. All right, so let's move on. What else do we see? We saw compound inequalities. So we have the or, remember, and the and. So let's look at compound inequalities. So when we looked at compound inequalities, we said that the or goes apart from each other and the and goes, they connect. So we know here that there's no equal sign in either. So we're gonna have to solve for x's here. So let's do that. So plus 11, that goes away here, and I have negative 4x is greater than 16. And then we divide by negative. So that's another one that's crazy, right? We gotta flip this sign. So let's do that. Divide by negative, so that goes away, and then I have x is less than, because we flipped the sign, 16 minus 4, that is positive 12. Okay, now that's my first one. Now let's look at this one. Now add 7 on both sides. That goes away here. And I have 8x is greater than 16. And then you divide by 8. Goes away. X is greater than what? 2. Okay, and then now, or we're gonna go like, well, this one is kind of crazy. Oh no, it's not 12 lines. We're dividing. Oh, good one, right? Ah, that's -4. So we're gonna go here. It has an open circle and it's less than, so it goes this way. And this one, it has an open circle and it goes this way. Okay, and if you remember how to write this operations here, we got a negative infinity and it stops at -4 with a parenthesis because it's an open circle, or we start at 2 with a parenthesis and we keep going on infinity. And that's the interval notation. All right, one more here. We have and, this is an and, right? They connect. So let's do two scenarios here. This portion and then this portion, right? So we have -24 is less than or equal to 2x minus 10. And then we also have 2x minus 10 is less than -6. So notice it's this portion and then this portion, right? All right, so let's solve. So that's +10, +10. That goes away here, and I have 2x. So that's -14. And then you divide by 2, goes away, and then if you want to just flip them, that's fine too. But we have to be careful here. So let's just write them like this. So that's x is greater than or equal to -7. So that's one of them. And the other one is +10, +10. That goes away here. And I have 2x less than 4. And then x is less than 4. So x is going to be in between. So my and here, it would be what? Between -4. It has a bracket because it has an equal sign, and 4 with no brackets, with a parenthesis. And then the way we do it here, we stop at 4, and that's -7. And this is closed because this one has an equal sign, this one doesn't. And then they connect. That's an and. Okay. All right. And then we also did, finally, absolute value inequality, which it had the two scenarios here. Because it's greater than or equal to, we said that we have this is a or, right? All right, let's do that. So that's 2x plus 8 is greater than or equal to 6. Or, right, we have 2x plus 8 is less than or equal to -6. So we have to flip them, right? And then we go, let's find it. So -8 minus 8, that goes away. And then I have 2x greater than or equal to -2. And then x is greater than or equal to -1. That's my answer because I divide by 2, right? That's a 2. All right, next one, -8. -8. So that goes away. It's 2x is less than or equal to -14. And then you divide by 2, right? And then x is less than or equal to -7. So it's all right. So we're going to go this way or that way. -7 is over here. That's close. And -1 is over here. And that is close because they both have equal signs. And then we're going to go, so anything this way and anything that way. And we're done. And our interval notation here is going to be an infinity sign to -7 with a bracket, or we open it at -1 with a bracket to infinity. And that's it. I hope this helps, guys.